I'm Christopher Zweig, and today on CJ at the Movies, I review Steven Spielberg's The Fabelmans, which is inspired by his own childhood, Will Ferrell and Ryan Reynolds in the Christmas musical comedy Spirited, and two sequels, Disenchanted and A Christmas Story Christmas. Let's take a look. Our first movie is Steven Spielberg's The Fabelmans, and this is one of his most extraordinary films, especially since he based it on his own childhood, which began with that model train. His character is Sam Fabelman. He's played by Gabriel LaBelle, and his ambition is to become a filmmaker with support from his dancing mother, Michelle Williams, and some doubts from his computer genius father, Paul Dano.
You could afford to be a little encouraging.
She should have been a concert piano player. What she got in her heart is what you got.
You can't just love something, you also have to take care of it. It's more important than your hobby.
Can you stop calling it a hobby?
The challenges for the boy consist on his mother sleeping with his father's partner, Seth Rogen, their family constantly relocating because of his father's job, and some of the anti-Semitism from some of his new classmates.
You stop making movies, it'll break your mother's heart.
I don't know what to do anymore.
You do what your heart says you have to.
The Fabelmans is a film that not only loves movies, but also the boy as a human being. The emotions are real, and the performances are universally excellent. Scene after scene captured the pure essence of Spielberg's miracles, and he refuses to condescend his family, which is considerate. This is one of the year's best films, and this filmmaker never ceases to amaze us. Our next movie is Spirited, a holiday musical comedy that takes us inside the lives of the three spirits who visit Scrooge on Christmas Eve. Matter of fact, it's a business with Will Ferrell being the ghost of Christmas Present, who decides to redeem the biggest jerk around. He's played by Ryan Reynolds, who has his own ways of getting inside Ferrell's head.
You Photoshop yourself into these pictures of my executive VP?
I don't think so.
Oh, you want that.
What I want is for you to shut up and let me do my job.
Is there a ghost of Christmas Grumpy? Because you could do that job.
The music by the brilliant duo Pasek and Paul give the movie the same high spirits as The Greatest Showman, except some of the songs are funnier. Spirited is a bit convoluted in its story, but on the other hand, it's not mean and it's not stupid. In fact, it has its own aspects on the spirit of Christmas and has fun toying with the genre. Ferrell and Reynolds are both entertaining in their roles, and I was surprised how much I enjoyed it. Our next movie is Disenchanted, the made-for-Disney Plus sequel to the delightful 2007 film Enchanted. Amy Adams reprises her role as Giselle, the princess who came from the animated Andalasia to live-action New York City. Now she and her lawyer husband Robert, played by Patrick Dempsey, relocate their family to the suburbs, Monroeville to be exact. Its head counsel is played by Maya Rudolph as a pompous snob who immediately dislikes Giselle.
I think it sounds wonderful. I love festivals. We have them all the time where I come from. They were usually interrupted by evil forces of some kind, but when they weren't, it really brought people together. I would love to help if you need it.
You actually should take her up on that. This one time she made a forest entirely out of M&Ms and had it delivered to my class by pigeon.
That's right.
Yeah. No one beats her at this kind of stuff.
Huh. Is that so?
Also reprising their roles are James Marsden and Idina Menzel as the new king and queen of Andalasia, who both make their way to the real world and give Giselle a magic wand, and she wishes for a fairy tale life, which starts to have its consequences.
This town is turning into a fairy tale, but it's all gone terribly wrong.
On the last stroke of midnight, nothing will be as it was before. I'm not an evil cat, I'm not an evil cat, I'm not an evil cat.
Disenchanted doesn't top the original film, but I still enjoyed the sequel for what it is, not only for the way they allowed Menzel to sing some songs since they were cut in the first film, but also for the way Adams plays Jekyll and Hyde as Giselle and the evil stepmother. It has show-stopping numbers with the music once again by Alan Menken, and unlike the live-action Disney Plus remake of Pinocchio, this one doesn't condescend its targeted audience and allows us to enjoy this little welcome home party. And our last movie is A Christmas Story Christmas, the sequel to one of the most beloved holiday hits in which Peter Billingsley as Little Ralphie Parker wanted a Red Ryder BB gun for Christmas. The time is now the 1970s, and he's an ambitious writer with a family. His old man passes on and returns to his hometown to pull off the best Christmas he can give for his kids, and like in the 1983 classic, Ralphie narrates himself through the comedy that comes through.
What had I done? And now it was all up to me?
I suggest you start drinking and don't stop till New Year's.
That's twice on the show. I can't compare the sequel to the original. This one is a little bit predictable at times, but it is at least heartwarming and entertaining for the kid in all of us. A Christmas Story Christmas is a little nostalgic trip that reunites some of the original young actors without making them so tedious, but rather in different aspects. This sequel brings back the style and does a good job at it. Okay, to recap the new movies, thumbs way up for The Fabelmans, thumbs up for Spirited, thumbs up for Disenchanted, and thumbs up for A Christmas Story Christmas. Well, those are the movies I'm reviewing today. Come back soon for more reviews, including Glass Onion, A Knives Out Mystery, and Strange World, the new Disney animated feature. Until then, I'm Christopher Zweig. Happy Thanksgiving, and I'll see you at the movies. For more amazing content, please like and subscribe to my channels, and please read my reviews at cjatthemovies.com and download the new HD Radio app.